So read corresponds to 4, right? Just like we have it here, is 2, and execute is 1. So if I take 4 here, I take 4 here, I take 4 here, and I send the number 444, what am I saying about that file? I'm saying that file read for owner, read for group, and read for, all right? So what if I say 7 here, 6 here, 5? If I do 7, 6, 5, what does it mean? 7 is 4. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay. 7 is 4 plus 2 plus 1. So 7 means read, write, execute. So it means that the owner has read, write, execute permission. What about 6? 6 is 6 plus 2, which is corresponding to read, write.
Right.
So it means the group has read, write permission. What is 5? 5 is 4 plus 1, which is read, execute. The whole word, and everyone else can only read and execute that file. So that's the meaning of this number, 675. And to apply this, just say chmod 675. In fact, let's go and apply. So let's go 675. That means 765. Let me share this. So let's take a file, for example. Let's take this file. What file? Let's take this file, file 4. Right now, file 4 is owned by the group, by the user Akin, and then is owned by the group Akin. All right? Akin can retain it. That's not a problem. But the whole world, he wants to share this file so that not only him will be able to have access, other people also will be able to see it. Other people in this case will be everyone else, because only Akin user and Akin group are here. So if I do chmod, all right, 765, for which file? For file 4. What do I have? Okay. If we do ls minus L now, what do we have? For file 4, we see that we have read, write, execute. That's the 7 for the owner. Read, write, no execute. That is the 6 for the group. And then read, execute. That is corresponding to 5 for everyone else. So that's how to change file ownership. That's how to change file permission. Sorry, not file ownership. File permission. And it's very, very powerful. It's very powerful, like you will see subsequently as you move higher. With this tool, you can see a file, but you cannot open it. With this tool, you will see a file. Somebody might be reading the file. Another person may not be able to read the same file because one person is a member of the group. Another person is a member of others. With this, you have so much control just by a single line of command. All right, so let me test you now, and then you can now ask your question. Let's go back to share. What if I wanted the word to be able to execute the file, but the group to be able to write to the file? Normally, for you to write to a file, you should also be able to read to the file. Read the file. So write and read normally go together. So I want group to be able to write and read to a file. I want the word to be able to execute only, and then the owner should only be able to, the owner should have no access. So the owner has no access whatsoever. The group should be able to read and write, and then others be able to execute only. What's the number I should use for the chmod?
061.
061. So 0 means absolutely no. Yeah, that's correct. 6 means 4 plus 2, read and write. That's correct. And 1 means, yeah, that's the number. That's what I'll write. 061. That's what will give me the kind of permission. All right. So your manager is going to tell you, the business owner is going to tell you this in normal English. So it's now up to you to convert that to 061 in your Linux machine to make that possible. Correct.
But sir, is it visible like in real life for the owner not to have no permission?
No, it's not. It might not be. This is just this is not a real life situation.
All right, I'm just
a hypothetical situation. You rather give the ownership to somebody else instead of making the owner. Yes. If you understand all of that, then we are good for one day. I use the remaining, or should we go on? If you are good, you can go on. You can go on to installing services. That's the last. By the way, do you know we have not looked at our note today? Let's look at the note. Wow, we'll be working almost completely on my head. Let's see. Share. Okay. So here. So we've revised all of this. And then, we just talked about Chon, then the name, and then we talked about chmod. So chmod is the last thing we want to talk about under network administration. Now, there are many more commands, so many more everyday commands. All right. So that's why you have this homework. I cannot be in class and be doing homework to tell you the meaning. You are not kindergarten. So you go ahead and type who by yourself and see what it brings. Type last, see what it brings. Type W, see what it brings. Some of them we're already using, actually. Type date, it will give it to this date. Type uptime, it will tell you how long this server has been up. Type host name, it will tell you the name of the server. So these are things you just practice. You can't help but practice on your own. Even though we happen to have used the host name CTL already, but practice this command. Practice them. Well, you may not really need them on a daily basis, but at least you never know where questions will come. Practice them and know that it is possible for Linux to reply with that kind of whatever it replies with. And then you all will be, what command does that? Linux has this. What command should I use? Okay. At least practice it once or twice for you to know what is possible. All right. So if I leave you to practice all of these commands, then we have plenty of time to begin to install services. If it's not here, I wanted to explain this installation of services more so that he knows because of the question he asked yesterday. I'll still explain it anyway, but when we get to services, all right. So that's the last command I wanted to share with you today. The questions on that command, and then I'll say there are other ways to do it. These are small elementary way of achieving that same thing, but they are not the global standard for achieving it. You can say user should have read and write permission. That's the meaning of this. U plus RW. User should have read and write permission for the file. Group should have read permission, and then group should not have write permission, and then others should have read, write, execute permission. So instead of all this long one, just say 6, 2, read. What's read? Read, write, execute. No, 6, 4, and then 7. 6, 4, 7 will give you what they are trying to write. All right? So when I read books and the books explain it like this, when I go to practice, I just use this number like this to execute mine. Even though you're not going to be using it like this, it is good to know that it can also be done like this, even though this is the standard way of doing it. Any question? So everything is clear, right? All right, so we're about ready now to go into the last part of Linux, installation of service. Installation of service. It's not more difficult than we're already doing. It's just, and then next time we come, we are going straight to follow these steps to install and configure services. We'll start installing. So. And then your note is also very, very useful material, because even though we're just implementing and everything is going smoothly, like I said, the learning to put the note together was not like that. So if you really look at the note and look for ways of trying to remembering things to help you not to go and do additional research on your own, just stick with what you have. And then, of course, we have deliberately given you additional commands. So we'll talk about one command, then we'll give you other commands around that same command on how to do derivatives of that same job in different format. Change the user's primary group. Then this one is talking about delete and so on and so forth. Really can. Then this is another important part. I mentioned earlier on that the ability to use NS lookup, dig, and call shows that you are not a baby in Linux. So you understand what they mean and you know how to use them and when you will need to use them.